Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first Reddit reading. It is whatever date I decide to upload this on, but this is episode 1 of the Reddit reading. And as you know, we are going into the world of r/entitled parents. You know, that one Reddit platform that makes me want to fucking blow up because there's so many entitled pieces of crap. It does infuriate me with many of these stories, but I have taken the time to hand select many of these stories. Now, as you know, I'm going to actually have a computer read this rather than me reading this myself because I tend to not be very well at reading very quickly live, and the voiceovers just ain't that better. So, let's see if we could try this format out. The first story is Karen crashed into my Jeep and expects me to pay her cash for her damages because her children will starve if she pays to fix her car. What a mouthful. Let's go ahead and get this started.
So some backstory: I own a Jeep, number Jeep Life, fully built, lift kit A.D.D bumpers, the whole shebang. So one day I'm coming home from work, it's a summer day, the roof is off and I'm having some open top fun.
Of course.
Stop at a red light and suddenly screech bang.
Ooh.
I drive forward slightly and go back to assess the damage, and lo and behold, it's a Mercedes C-Class, new one on that as well. Completely destroyed from the front, and my beautiful Jeep had no damage apart from a few scratches.
Of course, 'cause Jeeps.
I went to check on the passenger of the Merc. Got them out, luckily she was unharmed. These Mercs are definitely safe. Under a minute after she's out of the car, she starts screaming about how I wrecked her car. I told her calmly that she was the one who rammed into me. I think she understood how my hitting her would be impossible. I offered to share our insurance details because I knew that Mercedes damage doesn't come cheap. But she said she didn't have insurance. She insisted that I pay her 10K cash.
What
How
were
she
you
got
doing
this
driving
number,
without insurance? What the hell?
I don't know. I said that was just plain wrong as she hit me. It's her fault for not having insurance.
Of course.
She then went on a ramble on how her kids needed the money and they had no money at the time, and now her kids will have to starve because she will have to pay to fix her car, and how it will all be my
Well, that's your own damn fault.
When they are on the street tomorrow, yet on the street with a Mercedes, my ass. That is why you should have insurance. But no, she said that she would call the cops if I didn't pay her. I refused, as this is just dumb, so then she called the cops, yet cops came, assessed the damage and asked us what happened, and she said, and I quote, "He backed into me at full speed on a red light SMH.
Come on, really?
Then they asked me what happened and I told them. And it became a he said she said situation.
Of course.
Luckily a shopkeeper was there and saw the whole thing and even captured it on a surveillance camera.
Oh, really?
Needless to say, I came out on top. Cops got her for reckless driving and driving without insurance.
Oh.
She then started yelling at the cops about how they would just let a criminal get away. They explained that I did nothing wrong and that they now had video evidence. The partner of the cop came to me and told me if I could drive I can leave, so I got in my Jeep and left. Never wanna have a Karen experience again, not worth it. P.S. If you have a lifted Jeep with heavy-duty bumpers, a Mercedes can't do much damage. TLDR, Karen crashed into me, wrecked her car, had no insurance, wanted me to pay 10K cash. Cops came, ticketed her and I left. Update. So Karen read my post, who knew? I certainly didn't. I just received a direct message from Karen in all caps as expected. She basically said that how I already destroyed her car and left her penniless and her children starving. I'm so over this, and now she wants me to take down the post because it defaces her. She said, and I quote, "You know this is illegal, right? You have no right to talk like this about me. You already wrecked my car that I have to pay out of pocket now for. If you don't take this down immediately, I will report you and sue you for attacking me."
You ain't got a case.
I explained to her that neither was her real name mentioned nor the place where this happened. The only thing mentioned was her car and how she was being a big asshole. But no, she threatened to sue me for defacing her beautiful reputation. How? So yeah, that happened. I advised her against this, but she said that she had my license plate number, and if this post is not gone by tomorrow I will be receiving some papers.
Come on.
I am not worried at all. She doesn't have a case, as I didn't mention anywhere her name or any revealing info. At all. But if there is anything I missed that can cause me a problem, please tell me, as I really don't want to take a wrong step. P.S. For all the ones asking, yeah, the Wrangler and I are fine. It was built to take punishment, and so was I. I also contacted the shopkeeper, who has agreed to pass me the recording.
Okay, I actually don't know why that did it, but the previous screen did. But anywho, so apparently an idiot who was driving without her insurance, which in the state of Texas is illegal and can actually get your license taken away, decided to go running around driving like a complete idiot and decided wasn't paying attention. She rams herself right into a Jeep. She gets a lot of damage on her Mercedes-Benz, because Mercedes-Benz is a luxury car and it costs a hell of a lot to repair and all that jazz. And she tried to threaten her life if she didn't get the 10,000. Bitch, screw you. Just screw you. Okay, you should have been driving in the first place. You should have known better. You're an adult. You had no insurance, and you were driving like an idiot. If you really cared about your kids that much, you wouldn't have put yourself in that freaking situation. Whew. That is some absolute malarkey. Alright, our next Reddit story is, how dare you deny me a freak show? I want a refund. Okay, I'm looking at this Down syndrome thing. I have a bad feeling about this, really. Alright, let's give it a go.
Me equals me, 20, M equals entitled mother, RK equals rude kid, L equals my cousin, 19, A equals my cousin, 22, W/Down syndrome. Not their real names. I was in the US, visiting my cousins, and we decide to visit a local festival going on that weekend. We're having a great time, like usual, when we hear this. RK, Mom, look. A freak show. I wanna see. We thinks nothing of it, that is, until M comes up and shoves money in my face. M, here's your money, now give my son his freak show. Me, ma'am, I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're talking about. M, mocking my accent, I don't know what you're talking about. Come on, you idiot. Of course I mean that abomination over there, points at A. Me, I'm sorry, but this isn't a freak show, my cousin isn't a freak. She just has Down syndrome, that's all. Have a nice day. M, don't lie to me. You wouldn't be parading around with this R unless you were getting paid for it.
Did she actually say that?
L
Wow.
starts to look really pissed, which isn't normal for her. She storms right up to the M, and if looks could kill, the M would be dead on the spot. L, if you think that you and your little shit of a son can come over and disrespect my family, then you've got another thing coming. Now apologize or fuck off. M, I don't need to apologize for anything.
Oh my god.
You should apologize for swearing in front of my baby. I demand a refund.
No, entitled mother, fuck you.
L, you didn't even pay anything, you bitch. You just stormed up and started insulting us. M, how dare you? I'm going to tell the manager. RK, yeah. And I'm gonna have my daddy come and shoot you with his rifle.
I don't think that's legal. That's a
After
death
that
threat.
We call security, who quickly comes and escorts the mother and her demon seed out, and we are offered a free lunch at the festival. The sense of entitlement never changes, I suppose, whether in the UK or the US.
Okay, so apparently people think those with Down syndrome are just freaks, and they're entitled to a freak show from them for some fucking reason. Also, what the hell were you thinking, rude kid? Threatening to have your dad come over and shoot them? That's a death threat. You realize that's a felony in the state of Texas? That state jail felony can get you 10 to 15 years, man. You don't threaten like that. I mean, I gotta feel bad for the OP and her cousins. I mean, this is absolute. This is just wholly unacceptable. What the hell? What has got to be entitled mothers damage to just automatically think they should be entitled to a freak show out of a person with Down syndrome? I mean, I can't seem to wrap my head around that. That is absolutely ridiculous. Oh well. They're already rotten in hell, so. Okay, so next up on the docket, pay my daughter's insurance for a crash that was entirely her fault. Wait, so your kid wrecks my car and thought it was a good idea to what? Make me pay for it? Screw you. Alright, let's play the audio.
This happened to me and my mother a little while back. Here is the cast for this story. My mother me, guess who? ND, nice daughter Karen. We were driving into the city center of our city, and we got to a roundabout and stopped. It was at quite a busy time for that roundabout. All of a sudden we feel a very slight nudge from behind us. A car had rear-ended us.
Ow.
The impact was only at about 15 to 20 miles an hour, so I'm guessing the driver just didn't stop in time. These things happen. Neither I or my mother is hurt, and neither is the driver of the other car. She turns out to be a young driver, ND, we found out later that she's 20, so the same age as me, and she's so nervous throughout the ordeal. We assess the damage to my mother's car and to hers. ND has a few scrapes on her front bumper, and one of the nails that hold her number plate on has fallen off.
Ow.
Nothing too nasty. MM's bumper has been dented in and is slightly hanging off the left-hand side. Nothing too major, but something that will need to be sent off to the Ford specialist. She's super nervous as she'd never been in a crash before, neither had I, but my mother had been, so she knew what the story was. They exchanged insurance numbers, and took a few photos of the damage to our cars, then set off. Since we weren't at fault, MM's insurance company would pay for the damage done to her car. The damage done to ND's car wasn't too bad, so wouldn't cost too much to fix. Right?
Uh-oh.
When we get home, there's a message on our answering machine. Hello, this is M. I believe you were involved in a crash with my daughter, ND, earlier. Please call me back when you get this message. We call M back. I tell MM to put her on speakerphone, in case she gives us a story for this subreddit. Hello. Hi, this is We were involved in a small road accident with your daughter earlier today. Yes, hello. I have assessed the damage to both your car and her car from the photographs ND took, and we've worked out that you owe us about £1,000 to fix ND's car.
£1,000?
Bearing in mind the damage to ND's car was a few scrapes and a number plate out of place, I'd have thought the repair bill wasn't even past £100.
That's a little ridiculous, don't you think?
I'm sorry, what? You owe us £1,000 to cover the repair costs of ND's car. Yeah, I'm not paying that. Wait. I'm not paying that. I'm not at fault. And I highly doubt that it's gonna cost £1,000 to fix a few scrapes and a dislodged number plate. But we have to get it sent down to a specialist. We have to get a tow truck. My car had far more damage than hers. It's getting sent down to a specialist, and even if I was paying for it, it would cost me about £200. What do you mean, you're not paying for your repairs? Because I wasn't at fault? So my insurance will. Yes you were. You stopped somewhere you weren't meant to stop. It was a roundabout at rush hour. Anyway, then give us pound 200.
Oh.
Fuck no fine. See you in small claims court, bitch. We never heard from her after that. I'm assuming she tried to get a lawyer, but no lawyer would take her case as there's no way she'd win. TLDR, M's daughter rear-ends us. The mother insists we pay £1,000 for a repair job that will cost less than £100.
Come on, this is just another one of these entitled bitches that just wants extra money for nothing. I mean, first of all, it's her daughter's fault that she wasn't paying attention and rear-ended the car. And of course the car was going to stop in the middle of the roundabout. Now, believe it or not, Houston, Texas is building a ridiculous number of roundabouts for some odd fucking reason. And there's been times where either me, my mom, or my Uber driver, we have to stop right in the middle of a roundabout because of rush hour. And it happens. I mean, no matter where you go, I mean, you get through an intersection a lot quicker, but you're going to have to stop in the middle of a roundabout so you don't end up wrecking into other people's cars. And other people just assume they don't have to stop at all in a roundabout, and they just don't pay attention, and then they just start wrecking into other people. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's not the first time I've seen cars get involved in a wreck on roundabouts. I mean, Colorado's filled with tons of them wrecks on the roundabouts all the time. Or at least that's what I'm hearing from my cousins. But, I mean, assessing the damage, at best, you would have to pay $200. Also, one of the head scratching, I guess this is something that's a little exclusive to the UK, but to my knowledge, if both parties have insurance, or at least that's how it works here in Texas, if both parties have insurance and one of them gets involved in a crash, isn't that person's insurance supposed to cover both parties' damages? I mean, that's what happens when my stepdad got himself involved in a wreck when somebody wasn't paying attention and completely wrecked his car. And his insurance would only cover it if the other driver did not have insurance, which would be against the law. Once again, under Texas state law, you have to have insurance in order to drive your car. So, what were you trying to pull here, woman? What were you trying to pull? That is absolute. And of course, no lawyer is going to defend her or represent her. They're not going to win. I mean, what are you trying to pull here, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the next. Okay, I think we have time for one last Reddit story of the day. So this story is called, "You Call My Down Syndrome Baby Ugly? Give me free stuff!" Alright, let's see what this is about.
So, I'm an artist. I started my business just a few months ago and I'm living for it. I was preparing an exhibit for my new gallery and I was stoked.
Should be.
I waited in my shop and decided I think I'm gonna draw. People came in and looked around at my art, booing, and ehing, asking questions until entitled mother, came in. Wow, those are some pretty pictures. OP, thank you. It's taken me years to finally live my dream. You know? It's my daughter's birthday today. Do you think you can draw her a pretty picture? OP, sure. It'll take a bit since this takes time. What would you like? I need a picture of her. I need her smile to be just right. Here proceeds to show me a picture of her daughter. You could easily tell she has Down syndrome.
They have a bit of a instinctive feature.
Alrighty, WHE. I want this done in watercolor. I'll pick it up by the end of today. OP, ma'am, watercolor is a medium that takes a lot of time to dry and paint. I don't even have my supplies with me. Even so, I charge a $40 down payment on my watercolors. It'll take a few days to do. Why is your art so expensive? You're overcharging, I'd pay maybe $5 and that's it. OP, I'm sorry, ma'am, but that's my policy. If you want something cheaper I can whip up a pencil portrait for $20. Faces are complex and difficult. Did you just call my baby ugly? OP, excuse me. Started to fume. First you try and scam me and then you say my daughter with Down syndrome is ugly. OP,
Where
I
the
never
hell
say.
does she ever say that?
I demand a piece of art for free. How about that one?
Talk about a fucking hair trigger.
She
What the
proceeds to point
hell?
at my most advanced painting. It was done in watercolor and took months to do.
Yeah, you go after the
OP,
expensive one?
know
Come
that
on, who
piece
you
is
trying to
worth well
fool?
over $100. I can't give it to you. Proceeds to go on a rant why I'm making people pay for mediocre art. How I'm racist because I wouldn't draw her daughter for free. How my business is going to plummet because she'll make sure no one comes to me. My dad is the town gunsmith so everyone knows me well.
Come on,
I still
really?
get business. I'm making tons of money doing what I love. I've never heard from her again. It turns out she got arrested for trying to steal something in the neighboring town. Didn't care to look.
Okay, let's unpack this. Now, can everybody in the comments section help me out here? Where in this story did the OP call the mother's Down syndrome baby ugly? Because I completely missed it the whole story. Like, was this it? Faces are complex and difficult? What the hell, woman? How the hell could you be so goddamn hair triggered into being so goddamn offended over some simplified and innocent words? I don't even understand how that could even be a thing. Also, you do realize art is expensive. I mean, it does. You could go around anybody on Twitter that's offering commissions for anything, and probably the cheapest you'll get is $20 freaking dollars, and it's like what, line art? What are you trying to pull here, woman? Are you trying to score some free art to use as decoration for someone's hard work? Okay, I even tried watercolor painting, okay? This autistic boy does draw, and even if I do just the basic drawings, it may take me all day to get it done right. Alright, I tried watercolor paintings, it took me multiple days. I crafted what's it called? A yarn vase that took me weeks to do. And there was even one point that I did one of my schematic drawings for a prison that I saw based off of Orange is the New Black, and that took me several freaking days. You expect me to give that art to you for free? No! Go somewhere else, woman! Whew. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is my first Reddit reading of the day. If you have any more entitled parents stories you want to suggest to me, you can go ahead and post that down in the comments section down below. I will also be doing malicious compliance, I don't work here lady, and some pro revenge stories. Hopefully you like this format. That's a little different than my iFunny format because it'll take me a while and a lot of vocal strength to try and read every single one of these things in one go. And I'm not really in the mood to do multiple takes at a time. So if you like this video, please rate, comment, like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell notification icon when I upload another video. Just like the iFunny meme browse, I'm going to try and do Reddit readings nearly daily. So your contribution to helping me become YouTube famous helps. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching this show. I'll see you guys next time.